Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are just going to discuss today the next section. We have the vector product or the cross product. I'm going to take the reference for my notes. It's 10.4 section. Vector product, we get the two definition. First definition I'm going to give it, that we having given two vectors A and B normally, and we want to find the cross product. As I told you before, that we are having here two vectors A and B. So if we look on the result, if we take A dot B, result is scalar. So we call scalar product. So we're having two vectors A and B, and the result of this one is a vector. So we look on the result, and the result gives us the definition. Now I define this one, that we're having these two vectors A and B. I defined like this one, A cross B is equal to I, J, K. We're having the component A1, A2, A3. We're having B1, B2, and B3. So this is a determinant, and this determinant is going to define the cross product of two vectors. As we have in the determinant, we just make a quick revision of the determinant we have defined already. We are having the determinant of a vector, of a matrix, which is 2 by 2. We are having here A11, A12. Here we are having B11, B12, and we take the product of this one. So define the product. How we define it? We multiply these two. We take here plus sign. I multiply these two. We take here minus sign. So I can say here the result of this one is equal to a scalar. We get here A11, B12 plus B11. Sorry, not plus, minus B11 and A12. So that will be determinant. So similar to this one, we can define determinant of a matrix, which is 3 by 3. We have defined already. This is a second example. I take here this. I having here. This is my A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, the second row, A23, we're having A31, A32, and A33. So that's why I want to open this one. So when I open this one, I say I open it from the first row. So this is my first row. I open from this. So we multiply A by its cofactor. We write here A11. And cofactor of A11 is that we just eliminate this row and this column. What is left, that will be the cofactor of A11. We get here A22, A23, A32, and A33. Then we having here this plus sign. Then the cofactor of A12 will get a minus sign, and cofactor of A13 will get here plus sign. So now we get here minus, and we write here A12. And then minus sign is there. We are having here removing this row and removing this row and removing this column. We get here A21 and A23. Then we have A31 and A33. Then last one is A13. So we get here plus A13. And then because we have the cofactor, the sign of this one is positive. We remove this row, we remove this column, we get A21, A22, A31, A32. We get here A21, A22, A31, A32. Sorry for that. Remove this A31, A32. That's we'll get here determinant of this one. So we apply this one here, and we can write here when we expand this one. We expand again from the first row from IJK. This is just like A11, A12, A13. So I write here this the cofactor of this one. I can write this is plus sign, and here I write I. Instead of writing this A11 in the beginning, I write it at the end. So this is same thing because it's just multiplication. Then we have plus sign. Then we take the cofactor of J. Then we having the plus sign. Here you get minus sign. A12. This will be having A12 place, and we having minus sign. This will be plus. This will be minus, and this will be plus. Then we having here with K. We having the cofactor of K. So we write that one. So we have removed this row and this column. We get A2, A3, B2, B3. We get here A2, A3, and B2, B3. Then for J, we get A1, A3, B1, B3. We get here A1, A3, B1, B3. And with K, again we are having removing this column and this row. We get A1, A2, B1, B2, A1, A2, and B1, B2. So this give me the value of a product A cross B, and this is a vector. I give you this, we explain you with the help of example that how we can find the vector when we are going to having two vectors and multiply them and take as a cross product. So I take the example for this purpose. I am given here two vectors, and I want to see here, I want to find the cross product. Given the vector here is like we having the vector A, and actually is given to me, this is -6, -10, and -4. And we have vector B, or vector B is equal to 3, 5, -2. Find A cross B. So we want to find the cross product. So as we defined solution of this one, we can write here A cross B. Our A cross B is our determinant. And the determinant we write here I, J, K, I, J, and K. Then first is coming A. So A, the components of A are is A1, A2, and A3. So get here -6, -10, and -4. With B, the coefficient or the components of B are 3, 5, and -2. This 3, 5, and -2. Now we can just write here the form of the cofactors, the cofactor of I. And cofactor of I is we take this row we are taking here, and we opening from this row, this will be plus, this will be minus, and this will be plus. This row is blocked, and this column is blocked. We get here -10, we get here -4, we get here 5, and we get here -2, then minus sign. And with minus sign, I am having here the cofactor of J. They will be removing this column. We get -6, -4, 3, -2, -6, -4, and we get 3 and -2. We get here J, and then we have plus the cofactor, and we are going to have the cofactor for this one. That's my K, and I can just remove this and write my cofactor of K. I remove this column. I get 6 -10, 3, 5. Get here 6, -10, 3, and 5. And here is this cofactor of K. Now, as I discussed that this is 2 by 2 determinant, we multiply this one with plus sign and multiply this one with minus sign. So I'll get here this result of this one is equal to -10 and -2. That will give me 20. Then we're having a -4 and -5 is -5, and this minus become plus 20. This is into I, then minus. -6 -2 is +12, and -3 +4 become +12 into J. Then we're having here 30, 6 into 5 is 30. And we're having 3 -10 is -30, and then minus due to its direction, we get here +30, and I get here K. So when I add it, I get here 40I -24J +60K.